is Jenna. I've been bullet journaling for around 2 years, and here's my spread for this month.
So for the month of August, I was going for more of a simple theme that didn't require a lot of pre-sketching and pre-planning beforehand, just because I'm getting back into the whole organized bullet journal thing. I decided to go with the basic primary colors of red, yellow, and blue, and then start drawing some random shapes, squiggles, anything that was doodly-like and that I felt went together as I went along with drawing. For me, when I'm able to stay on top of my organization with bullet journaling and making a nice aesthetically pleasing theme, I like to have a cover page, as I'm drawing right now, that introduces my theme for the month, a calendar that lays out the month, which will come up next, and then followed by weekly spreads. Those are definitely things that I include each month, or I make sure to in each of my monthly spreads. And then sometimes I'll have miscellaneous pages. Sometimes I'll put a habit tracker if I really feel like keeping up with certain things, or a mood tracker. I didn't put one for this month specifically just because I think I'm going to be running around a lot, trying to make a lot of plans, do a lot of last trips, last things before I go off to college, and honestly it's kind of like taxing to try and keep up with my mood and other habits every single day, so I didn't want to have just a random and blank habit tracker or mood tracker. I also didn't have a specific font that was mainly for this certain theme in August, but I did use on the front cover page more of a 70s groovy kind of font. And then I turned the page over after I finished my cover page and found out that everything had bleeded through. So what did I do? I made a collage, and I took random little itsy bitsy parts of the magazine that I got from Montauk, New York, where I go every summer to chill on the beach. And then I just decided that one page on the left was going to be my collage that was probably just going to be whatever I could find out of the magazine clippings, and on the right I was going to make my schedule that was from my college. I've also seen people who bullet journal when they find that their pages have bleeded through to the other side and they can no longer write on it, or they don't really just like the way that it looks. They'll take the paper that bled through and just glue it to the other side so that it's no longer visible and it's like a brand new page. I think that's just like a really important takeaway from bullet journaling, at least that what I have learned while I have bullet journaled, is that you kind of just have to go with the flow. If things don't even turn out your way or how you think that they're gonna look, or you don't like the way it looks, there's so many ways around fixing it or making it your own, or just making it what you want it to be, even if it wasn't what you originally thought it was going to look like. I also forgot to mention before that I was making the collage to stick like a summer kind of theme while keeping the primary color thing going that I have with my theme of red, blue, and yellow. And I also spelled out schedule with magazine clippings I got from the few magazines I used. And then I started going about my schedule, which I'm super excited to have gotten because now they're all posted for my college. And even though I don't know if I'm starting in person or online, I am still nonetheless excited to start this new chapter of my life. I also forgot to mention all the stationery that I'm using in this video. So I'm using Mildliner Zebra highlighters, Ain Art dual brush pens, Pilot gel pens, specifically G2 with a .05 diameter, Uniball Signo gel white pens, and Crayola Super Tip markers, which shout out to Abby because she bought me those for Christmas and I've been using them ever since and they're amazing, so 10 out of 10 recommend. And here I am just touching up the collage and the schedule, just outlining my classes and making them a little bolded and writing them in. Then starting to draw the shapes on the top of the schedule just because I had some free space, which honestly, it made me think about like what really is going on with my theme here. Is it summer? Is it primary colors? Is it random shapes? And I don't really know, to be honest, but as long as it looks good, I kind of just went with that because at the end of the day, I wasn't looking for something that I had to pre-plan for, and I just really wanted it to look good and be organized, Yeah. And this is where I start working on the calendar, which honestly I find one of the hardest parts of bullet journaling because I always end up making extra days or too little amount of days, and then it's always like, oh no. But I mean, I guess that's part of the process, you gotta just trust the process, people. And I decided to like do a little bit of collage, do a little bit of the random shapes thing I was kind of going for. Also, I just want to say, if you're bullet journaling and you're making this kind of calendar, I really, really, really recommend always having that ruler or a straight edge, because that really be saving my life all the time. And here I am writing down the days of the week because I left myself with no space, like I always forget. But that's really okay because, again, you gotta just go with the flow here.
I think that if I was normally planning, usually what I do is I go on Pinterest and I scroll around and I find a theme that I might like, or I'll go on YouTube or any other social media that I follow bullet journaling content creators on and just see kind of like what's going on and what I can take away but like also make different at the same time, like keep a little bit of originality but get inspiration. But over quarantine, I found it really hard to actually keep up with journaling, so I gave it up for kind of the entire duration of it, which isn't something I'm like too happy about, but it kind of just was what needed to happen so I could focus on my mental health and how I was coping with COVID-19 and how that's affected my life and the lives around me. But I think this is like an important takeaway as well, like with bullet journaling, is that it's always going to be something to come back to, and it doesn't always have to be like something pristine, perfect, like a really complex and intricate spread you see on Pinterest and you're like, oh my goodness, like wow, that's so crazy. And that doesn't have to be the case all the time. You got to just do what you can with these spreads. Do whatever works for you in terms of organization and how that helps you plan your life or plan your day by day everything. And yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really important to like take a step back sometimes and focus on what you really need as the individual and then customize your bullet journal just to fit your own needs. Okay, wow, and sorry, I just realized this entire time while I was trying to do that really weird like preach or like rant thing about bullet journal and life and mental health and whatever, I completely forgot to mention that I was drawing my weekly spreads. So those were my weekly spreads. I'm going to use them to write down what happens every day and what I have to get done every day. And then up next is like the manifestation page, in which I am kind of trying to get into manifestation, which is something I can definitely explain in another video or talk about if you guys have questions in the comments, but it's something that's big on TikTok, not to sound like every teenage girl that's like TikTok obsessed or whatever, but I thought that I would get into it and make a bullet journal page for the month of August just to see how it goes, see if it works or not. And so I had finally completed my whole August spread and I was super excited. And here's the flip through. I'm really pleased with how this turned out, especially considering the fact that I just like doodled for most of the part and just stuck with one color theme and whatnot. But yeah, super excited, and now I'm gonna pass it over to Abby.
Hi, my name is Abby and I'm an incoming senior. I've been bullet journaling for almost a year now, so I still consider myself to be at a pretty beginner level. And I started bullet journaling around the September of my junior year. And I started because I've been watching bullet journaling videos on YouTube for years. And during those years, I kept thinking to myself that I want to start a bullet journal. And it looked really fun and a cool way to organize yourself and write down your thoughts. But of course, I was also telling myself that I wouldn't start bullet journaling until I had these specific materials that the YouTubers I was watching had in their videos, and I wouldn't start until I had the specific bullet journal. But over time, I told myself that if I keep thinking like that, I'm never going to start. So I think it was over the summer that we went school supply shopping at Target, and I just picked up a bullet journal and started from there. And to be honest, my September spread did not look great at all. I had no color theme or theme in general. It was really random, but it still kept me organized, so that's a good thing. And I think that's all that matters, is if it's functional and if you like it, obviously. So that's a little backstory on how I started bullet journaling. By the way, I really enjoyed working on this video with Jenna. She's amazing with her bullet journal, and I think she's a very talented artist in general. Sometimes I even get ideas from her, especially when it comes to her writing styles and fonts. I tried to incorporate that in my bullet journal, but I'm not going to be doing that for August. As you can see, I'm doing a really simple calligraphy. It's not even calligraphy, it's more like I'm writing in script and then filling in on the downstrokes to make it look like calligraphy. That's just what's been working for me. As you can see, I've been doing a sushi theme for my August bullet journal. It was kind of random, but I saw really cute ideas on Pinterest. I really like sushi, and it's kind of funny because I'm allergic to seafood, so I've never actually had sushi, but I think it looks really cute, so I just decided to do that for my August bullet journal. I've also been doing this for the past few months. I've been writing in some English and some Korean. I'm not aware that sushi originated from Japan. I'm writing in Korean because I'm learning the Korean language and it's just to help me with my handwriting. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video.